Start.
In the process of breathing, two parts are there, inhalation and exhalation. When we inhale the oxygen gas, the size of our chest cavity will increase because diaphragm will be lowered, and when we exhale, the size of the chest cavity will decrease because diaphragm will be raised. Now, this relaxation and contraction of the chest cavity, that means the process of inhalation and exhalation collectively will create breathing rate. And in a normal human being at rest position, usually per minute 15 to 20 times this process is repeated, that means the breathing rate is 15 to 20. But it may increase when we increase our physical activities. For example, if we are playing games, or if we are running, then the breathing rate may increase. I am going to explain you what is the composition of inhaled and exhaled air. Inhale means the air which we are taking in during the process of breathing, and exhale means the air which we are giving up during the process of breathing. So you know that the composition of air in air, 78% nitrogen is present. If we are talking about composition of air in the atmosphere, the nitrogen is almost 78%, oxygen it is 21%, and the remaining 1% is carbon dioxide and other gases. Now, here in other gases, different gases like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide also occur, and except these dust particles and like water vapor, all these also can form. Almost the composition of air is similar everywhere, but in it the composition of water vapor and dust particle will vary. Now, the gas which we are taking in, it contains oxygen almost 21%. And when this gas is inhaled, it will be taken inside, and the gas which we are exhaled, this will contain more amount of carbon dioxide. Now, what is the reason that the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide will vary in inhaled and exhaled air? It is due to that because whatever the gas we are inhaling, it will contain oxygen more. It is 21% almost, and when this oxygen will go inside our body, it will combine with the blood, because in our lungs the different compartments which are known as alveoli, they are connected with blood capillaries. Through these blood capillaries, blood will go to the arteries and veins. Now, this oxygen which we are inhaling, it will combine with the pigment, that is a type of protein, and the name of that pigment is hemoglobin. Here, the oxygen will combine with this hemoglobin and it will form another compound known as oxyhemoglobin. This oxyhemoglobin will reach to all cells of our body, and in all cells glucose is also present. Glucose is the simplest form of nutrients which is absorbed after digestion of the food in our bloodstream, and it will reach to all cells of our body. During the cellular respiration, this glucose will combine with oxygen, so it will be get oxidized, and carbon dioxide and water vapor will be formed, and lots of energy is released here. Now, you have observed sometimes that even during winter season also, where we inhale the oxygen gas and we will exhale out the carbon dioxide. In this exhaled air, you will find when you want to feel it, it is more warmer than the inhaled air. And what is the reason of that? That this water vapor which is released during this process of respiration, when it is exhaled out, the body temperature of our body, it is 37 -7 degrees Celsius of normal human body temperature, and the outermost temperature of the atmosphere is less than that, and due to that this exhaled air is felt warmer, and due to this byproduct of carbon dioxide, the composition of exhaled air contains more carbon dioxide. Now, how this exchange of gases occur? As I explained now only, that in the alveoli are the small sized air sacs which are found in our lungs. Here, when in our lungs, as you are seeing in this picture, the oxygen is inhaled and it will go into the blood capillaries, and from the blood capillary the carbon dioxide which is collected from all parts of our body, it will be released inside the alveoli. From the alveoli it will go to bronchioles, and from bronchioles it will reach to bronchi, and from there it will be exhaled out. In this manner the exchange of gases occur in alveoli. You know that breathing is the external process which includes inhalation and exhalation, while cellular respiration it is an internal process. So I am going to explain the differences between breathing and cellular respiration. As you are seeing in this table, that breathing is a physical process that involves only exchange of gases, while in cellular respiration the oxidation of food will occur, and carbon dioxide and water vapor and lots of energy will be released, and this energy will be utilized by our body for doing different type of work. Now, in breathing, cells will not be involved. This is an extracellular process which will be completed in the lungs only, while cellular respiration will occur inside the cells. So it is also known as cellular respiration or cellular process. It is an intracellular process. Now during breathing, no energy is released, while in cellular respiration lots of energy is released which will be stored in the form of ATP molecule. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. So this will be stored in our body which can be utilized later on for doing different type of work. Now, types of respiration. There are two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic respiration, as this term include air, that means the type of respiration which occurs in the presence of air, that means in the presence of oxygen. So in aerobic respiration, it is a simple respiration in which lots of energy is released, and here the byproducts are carbon dioxide and water vapor. While in anaerobic respiration, this will occur in the absence of air, and in this type of respiration less energy is released, and the byproducts are alcohol and carbon dioxide. Now, in aerobic respiration, as it occurs in human beings, as I have already told you about this reaction, here the food in the form of glucose which is present in our cells, it will get oxidized with oxygen, and the products will be formed of carbon dioxide, water, and lots of energy is released. Now, in anaerobic respiration, the process which is found in mostly bacteria during the process of fermentation also, where oxygen is not required. Most of the fungi also respire with the help of this type of respiration. So this anaerobic respiration, here the food, that is again glucose, or we can say sugar. This glucose can also be said sugar, and as no oxygen is involved, it will decompose into alcohol and carbon dioxide gas is released. Though energy is also released in this process, but it will be very less. For example, during this process, almost 28 ATP molecules are released, while here only 2 ATP molecules will be released. So, in anaerobic Now we will differentiate between both these type of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. As you are seeing in this table, in aerobic respiration, oxygen is required, while in anaerobic respiration, no oxygen is required. The products that you are seeing here in these reactions, carbon dioxide and water are the end products of aerobic respiration, while alcohol and carbon dioxide are the end products of anaerobic respiration. But if we talk about anaerobic respiration in human beings, lactic acid will be formed. Now in aerobic respiration, energy is released which is more, and in anaerobic respiration less energy is released. Now in human beings, we know that mostly aerobic respiration occurs, but sometimes anaerobic respiration also occurs. And where and when this occurs? When we are doing more physical exercise, where if we are running and if we are doing any physical work, hard work, then in our muscles such type of respiration is formed, and our muscles will feel fatigue at that time, because during anaerobic respiration in human beings, in the muscles lactic acid will be formed, and due to that the muscles will feel fatigue at that time. When we take some rest for a while, we will get energetic again. Now this is the respiration process which is found in human being. In different organisms, different modes of respiration are found, and different body parts are also used for using this process. For example, in some organisms, skin is used for breathing process and respiration also. In some organisms, lungs are used, in some organisms, gills are used. One by one we will discuss all of them. First, respiration through skin. You know that amoeba, paramecium, utrina, these are unicellular organisms, and their cell membrane will work as skin or protective covering of their body. And excess of gases occur through the cell membrane only, that means through the skin only of these organisms. In earthworm, leech, etc., in this organism, their moist skin will perform this process of respiration. That means through the skin, the pores found in the skin, the exchange of gases will occur. Now, in some insects like grasshopper, cockroach, etc., small tiny pores are found. These are known as spiracles, and with the help of these spiracles, exchange of gases will occur. These tiny pores or spiracles are attached with a small tubular system, which is also known as trachea. With the help of this trachea, a small tubular system is made inside the body of the insects, which will transport this oxygen gas to all parts of the body and collect carbon dioxide from all parts of the body, and it will be expelled out through these tiny pores only, called spiracles or air pores. Now third is gills. Gills is the device or organ for respiration in different aquatic organisms like fish and frog also in their tadpole stage. It will also respire with the help of gills, and the gills are covered with a special structure that is known as operculum. The water and these aquatic organisms will use the oxygen which is dissolved in water, and they will take in that dissolved oxygen during this process of respiration, and the carbon dioxide which is released during the process of respiration will again mix in and or dissolve in the water only, and this water will go through the gills, from where oxygen will be absorbed and the remaining water will be expelled out. And this operculum, it will have numerous thin filaments, and these filaments are surrounded by a dense network of capillaries around them. The exchange of gases takes place through these capillaries here. Operculum allows water to enter and pass over the gills to give oxygen and receive carbon dioxide. Finally, the water passes out from under the upper kingdom. In this manner, respiration occurs in these aquatic organisms. Now, respiration through lungs. As you know that in human beings also, lungs are the organs through which respiration process is completed. And here, respiration means breathing process is completed, or that means exchange of gases occur with the help of lungs. In the same manner, in many other organisms like like all birds and amphibians like frog, toad, etc., and in all mammals, this respiration process occur through these lungs only. Now, these were all organisms, but if we talk about plants, plants are also living beings, and in the respiration process also occur. Here also they will utilize the oxygen for this process, and carbon dioxide gas will be released. But some special organs are not found, but some tiny pores are found in the plants, which will help them for exchange of gases. Now, for example, stomata. Stomata are the tiny pores which are found on the lower surface of the leaves, and through these oxygen gas will enter inside and carbon dioxide will be expelled out during the process of respiration. And just opposite of it, exchange of gases occur in photosynthesis also, but in photosynthesis carbon dioxide gas will go inside and oxygen gas will be go out through these stomata. Now, in the stems of plants, lenticels are found, and these lenticels are large-sized roots. In roots of plants also, root hair will help for respiration. In this manner, different parts of the plant will help in the process of respiration to the plant. In this manner, respiration occurs in all type of living beings.